Hi, this is Joe Biondo, and today I'm going to show you how to create layers, make auto adjustments, and to replace the sky in an image using a cool new tool in Photoshop. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be working on the exercise 3 files or file today, which is the Dutch tool up. So you can go ahead and open that up. So you can go open and exercise 3 files, you go Dutch tulips and hit open. Okay, so since we're going to be working with layers today, we want to make sure that you can see your layers or it's selected on. So before we start with anything, let's do that. So just make sure that to go to Windows, and we want to make sure you have a checkbox next to layers. So if you don't, go ahead and click on layers. So now you should see your layers box over here on the right side of the image. And so what we're going to do is you start out when you start with an image, it sets in as a background layer, and that background layer is locked. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to create some new layers from this background layer, and the way we're going to do that is make duplicates. Okay. So the easiest way to do that is to right click on the layer. So you're going to right mouse click, and we're going to do duplicate layer. Okay. So now you'll get an option to name the layer. Don't have to, but I recommend naming your layers because as your projects start getting larger, it's going to help you identify which layer you're working with. So for this exercise, we're going to name this one Auto Tone. Okay, and then we're going to hit OK on that. Okay. So we want to make sure that the auto tone layer is in focus or selected, clicked on, right? So make sure you click on that. And then we're going to go and put on an auto selection. I'm sorry, an auto adjustment on this. Okay. We're going to go image and we're going to do auto tone. Okay. And so we put that on there. And so you really didn't see anything. You don't really see any changes. Um, but one thing you can do is if you want to see the subtle changes, and how it compares to the background, you can click this eyeball to turn the layer on and turn the layer off. So if you see the eyeball, the layer is on. If you turn it off, the layer is now invisible. Okay, so when you're thinking of layers, imagine that there's a bird sitting up here and he's looking down. Okay, and so if a layer is off, right, the bird's going to see past it and just see the background layer. But if the bird's sitting up here and this auto tone layer is on, he's now going to see that. So you can compare, and you can see a slight difference. Nothing crazy, um, but that's one of the auto selections. But let's think about um, doing doing this for the other two. Okay, so um, I already showed you how to do the right-click duplicate layer. I'm sorry, on the background. So you could do right-click duplicate layer. And you could do that if you want. I'm going to show you another way to do it, is if you left click on the background and you drag it over the plus icon down here and let go, that'll make another copy of it. Okay, so if you want to go in and change the name of it, you could double click on the layer. And so we can call this one auto contrast. And also I just noticed I misspelled this. So I'm going to call this, I'm going to fix that to double click. So, but now I have auto contrast here as one of my new layers. So what I want to do is I want to select on auto contrast, and we're going to do the same thing we did with auto tone. We're going to go image auto contrast, click on that. Now you can click off auto tone, and now we can see the difference between auto contrast and background. So that's what the background looks like. That's what the auto contrast looks like. Again, not really too much. Some subtle type changes for this particular image. And it's going to depend on what image you have. if you're going to see anything with it. But really, what we're doing here is we're trying to work with layers. And so let's do the last one, and we're going to make a duplicate. So if you click on background, we're going to right click and go duplicate layer, and this one we're going to call auto color. Auto color. Okay, and then hit OK. So now you have auto color. And just like the other two, when you're clicked on auto color, we're going to go image, auto color, and we're going to put that adjustment on there. Okay. So now you're going to be able to look and compare. See, now you can see kind of in the purples and the flowers, the difference between that. If you want to see a comparison between the background and auto contrast, you can do that. And turn them on and turn them off. But in this one, I kind of like the way auto color looks. So I'm going to use that one and keep the other two off so that I'm just working with the auto color feature. Okay, so that's how you would do an auto adjustment, and that's how you would duplicate layers and make new layers. If you wanted to make a new layer, just a straight new layer, you can click on the plus icon here, and that'll create a blank new layer with nothing in it. If you want to delete a layer, you can go right click delete layer, but I find it's easier if you just left click and drag it right to the trash can. That'll delete a layer. Okay, so but while I'm auto color, I want to show you another. This is a new feature in Photoshop, and I just thought it was pretty cool, so I wanted to show it to you. It would be sky replacement. So I picked this photo, one because I think it was very colorful, but also because of this sky here. And I got this big kind of clunky cloud here, and I don't really like this cloud so much. It's just kind of in the way. So I want to be able to change the whole look of this photo by replacing the sky. And so the way you would do that is if you have an image that has a sky in it, you can go edit, and then you can do it's sky replacement. Okay, right here, sky replacement. So click on sky replacement, and this might take a second. It's got to load here, but Photoshop's looking and analyzing your photo and checking to where the sky is, and now you're going to be able to change it. So you see that was automatically changed, change the sky. So if you wanted to try some different ones, you click the arrow here, and you'll see if you want it to be a blue sky, they have kind of a spectacular one. So if you wanted to have a rainbow in there, click on rainbow, and now you can see what your photo looks like with a rainbow, or just like a red sunset. Well, actually, here's some sunsets. Here's some clouds, sky, right? Change the whole look of your photo. I would say, remember the original photo had those big clunky clouds, and if I don't want clouds in my photo, if I want it to be a bright blue day, I can just do a regular bright blue day. Okay, and then click off that. You have some things you can do for adjustments if you want to change the brightness of the image. Make it a little darker, right? Usually best kind of keeping it in the middle. You also have the ability to change the temperature. So depending on the image, if it's leaning a little like warmer, it'll start making it feel like it's a little warmer. If you want it to be a little cooler, you can do that. Flips this scale and all. But I just thought this was a really cool feature that Photoshop added to their new version of Photoshop, and I thought you guys would like to see it. So hope you enjoyed learning about layers and the sky replacement, and I will talk to you on the next lesson.